From Seth, Mr. Klavan, what are some examples of regulations that currently keep the costs of medical care high? Is it realistic to think that a community can cover others' medical and long-term care needs without federal involvement? If so, what does this community structure look like, and how would the community operate to help others' medical needs? Well, first of all, if a community can't cover it, why should the federal government be able to cover it? Healthcare is bottomless. The expenses of healthcare are bottomless because you can keep a guy alive forever. Does his Viagra get covered? Does his anti-bald medicine get covered? What gets covered and what doesn't get covered? Though once you start it, it is a bottomless pit. And if a rich guy can afford it and a poor man can't, does the federal government make up the difference? And why is the money that you earned, why is it being spent on my health? That doesn't really make sense to me. I don't understand why your earnings that you went out and worked for, that you sacrificed for, why that money belongs to me. But if you want to talk about some laws or regulations that I think are unnecessarily raise the cost of healthcare, the most important one is the fact that you can sue doctors at the drop of a hat, and you can sue them for such catastrophic amounts because of, suffering, whatever they call it, suffering and whatever. You can sue somebody for your emotional suffering. And the way I feel that should be, and the reason Democrats won't do this is because they're run by the trial lawyers. Democrats, trial lawyers and unions basically run the Democrat Party. Republicans might think about doing this, is that, look, it's an emotional thing. When a doctor makes a mistake, terrible things happen, and you go in before a jury, and the jury says, oh, yeah, we'll award you $1 billion. That means the doctor's health insurance goes skyrocketing. That means your costs skyrocket. The way I feel about this is that it's not malpractice unless you can show that the guy is actually practicing badly. If a guy makes a mistake and it costs you, I'm not sure you should be able to sue him. The other thing that raises prices is insurance that covers everything. Insurance, as far as I'm concerned, should only be for catastrophic illnesses, because take your car to the mechanic, and he'll say to you, are you insured? And you say no, and he'll say, well, that'll be $50. And you'll say, well, wait, I am insured. Oh, it'll be $400, because nobody cares about taking the money from the insurance companies. And that's what happens with doctors too. So there's a lot of things we could do to bring down medical costs. There are a lot of things we could do to bring down the cost of insurance too, by allowing competition across state lines. There's absolutely no excuse for the federal government to take this over, even though I can see why it's tempting to do it. But I just don't see why we should live in a socialist society when we know what happens to socialist societies. Everybody keeps pointing to England. Their healthcare thing is broke. You have to wait forever. Canada, come down here to get good care. I think that it's going to be unfair. The rich they will live and the poor they will die. That is the old song, and it's going to be true that rich people are going to get better health care no matter what.